Hello, everyone. Welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Miss Anku Khanna with us. Miss Khanna, who comes with more than 23 years of experience as a corporate lawyer. Her practice is focused mainly on general corporate matters, structuring and handling transactions involving joint ventures, mergers, acquisitions, private equity, and many more. Ms. Khanna has an extensive experience in advising clients in the field of consumer products, information technology, broadcasting, media, entertainment, sports, technologies, etc. Ms. Khanna is also a member of Bar Council of Delhi, Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and International Bar Association and Asia Law. So without any ado, let me introduce you the woman. Hello, Ms. Khanna. Welcome to the Lex Talk Show.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to all of you.
Hi,
And
ma'am.
it's a great honor to be here, to be being interviewed by you. I mean, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. How was your day so far?
My day was good. I had a couple of meetings in the morning, so I mean, it was a good day to start with. Yes.
Amazing. Okay. So, Ms. Khanna, let me start this interview by asking a small thing about you. Now, since we all know that you have a great experience into the legal industry, so could you please share something about your experience into the legal firm, into the legal industry?
Sure. So, my experience in the legal profession has been very enriching. I mean, I would say that I'm completely satisfied with what I'm doing today. The way my career has turned out to be, I'm a corporate lawyer, and in today's scenario, more of a business lawyer because I'm working with all the businesses, with the owners of the businesses, and working hand in hand with them, and advising them on the starting of their right from the starting to the their growth and everything about their business. So it's more of a business lawyer, transaction lawyer that I've become today, and that way it is very rewarding, very enriching, as I said, and I enjoy each day of my practice and profession.
Amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And absolutely, yes, we all believe that at the time of working, at the time of, doing something, we should always enjoy our work. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, ma'am. That was great indeed knowing you. Now, ma'am, I would also want you to give us your thought about the complex legal issue that you have worked on at as of now, and describe the complexity and tell us that how you have approached it.
Sure. So we have been working on a lot of new age businesses. So all of them have turned out to be very complex. Considering the Indian regulatory framework that we have in India, because India is always very late in coming up with the laws and regulations and framing them. So things already start in the world, and then in India also people want to do it, or there's lots of FDI happening. So even foreign companies or foreign investors, they want to do similar things in India. So and laws are always lagging behind. So one of the example is that we are currently working on for a company who has developed a digital banking platform. So if you talk about India, banking is a very traditional, conservative manner in which banking happens in India. But world is going ahead. World is quite ahead. They are into neo banking. They are into digital banking. So they want to start their operations. They are already working US, UK, Europe. So they want to start in India also. And as it is, we don't have that kind of a legal roadmap in India. So it becomes very complex. It becomes very difficult to advise the client whether they can do all this, or they can provide all those services where they're providing in to the rest of the world, whether they can do that in India. So, but reading our going through our present regulations, we have come out with a structure for them. We Our approach is to give clarity of what is permitted under Indian laws, and what is prohibited, so that they are very clear and they don't do any kind of non-compliance. And what we do in this regard, what are our approaches, that we do a lot of brainstorming with the industry experts. We sit with them, we talk about the services, what can be permissible, what is prohibited, and we also approach RBI, which is the main regulator in the banking sector. So on a no name basis, we go to them, we try to take their view also, and then accordingly advise the client.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, ma'am. Sounds really amazing. And on the same time, sounds like a tough job too. Okay. Now, ma'am, at talking to different lawyers, what we got to know is that there were some changes that have been made towards the legal and providing the justice. Now, in this, I would request you to please share that how would you rate the current legal system drive through the encouraging access to justice? And is there any tangible movements that you believe in closing the justice gap?
Sure. So we all know, even that how so many cases are pending in India. Everybody knows that statistics, but efforts are being done to to fill that gap. So I would say access to justice is an essential ingredient of the rule of law. So unless people have access to the legal process, courts, you know, you cannot give them justice. So justice in a way gets denied to the people if it gets delayed, and if they do not have access. So in the current scenario with COVID, COVID has taken away so much from us, but it has been a boon in disguise. I would say that in the manner that everything has become digitized. So even in India, I mean, India also rose to the time, and what was required in the COVID period, and even the court system and everything was digitized. So nothing stopped. Matters were happening. Courts were taking up the matters even during the lockdown. So we can say that all those things are in place. Cases today also, cases courts are happening from. People have remote access to the courts today also, and um, other tools which you can say is that recently, National Lok Adalats have set up an example by disposing of approximately 40 lakh cases in March 2022 and around 57 lakh cases in May 2022. And even our Chief Justice, UU Lalit himself, has disposed around record 5,000 plus cases in 10 days' time. So this is something really which we are looking up to, and we believe that this will change. This will be a matter of past very soon.
Amazing. Amazing. Also, one more thing, Miss, that we really want to talk about is that we all know that everything in today's world is moving more towards the digital era. Technology is hitting on the urge now. And we also believe in this fact that time is money. So, keeping this saying in mind that time is money, and especially in the era of legal technology, what are the most commonly used tools available for you?
Yeah, even legal world is now opening up to technology and tools. And now we have realized also that these tools are very handy. And again, pandemic has taught us, we have become very open to using these tools. So one of them, of course, is we are conducting this interview. So this is the best mode available to anybody today. Because had it been old times, you would have come to my office or you would have called me to your studio to conduct this interview. But we are doing it so seamlessly. So of course, video conferencing platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, we use it. We have started using, and it is so cost effective also. you know
Absolutely.
and then of course we do a lot of e-filing. Most of the regulatory agencies of the government, they have become digital. So we are doing e-filings in the courts, in ROC, Registrar of Companies, trademark offices, everywhere. It is. And all the records, government records like property records, if you have to do any property search and all, that is also available online. So all this has as you say, that it has become easy. due diligence has become very easy. When we do M&A transactions, previously we had to visit the target's of office and conduct, physical due diligence. But
Yeah.
today, everything is, there's a online data room. You just have to visit there. Go, all the documents are there. You can take out all the documents, start the due diligence process, and even the negotiations, meetings are happening online. So much of the work can be done online. So that cuts the time, and of course, it's very cost effective. So yes, as you just said, time is money. So for lawyers, yes, we have been able to utilize our time very effectively now.
So true, ma'am. So true. Well, always, like we always used to say, is using the technology is good, but using the technology in right way is wonderful.
Right. I agree
Perfect.
with you.
Now, one thing, ma'am, that we would want you to talk about your firm. Now, what we have noticed, what we are seeing is that there's an influx of new age business in India on a large circle. I would request you to specify a few of the new age business which your firm is handling and advise the clients from the Indian law perspective.
Sure. So when you talk of new age businesses, I can give you a few examples of what we call new age businesses, like EV.
Mhm.
So EV is one, fintech is one. So you must have heard yourself about so much happening on NFTs, cryptos, online gaming. So this is what the world is doing today. So that's become the business, and so the lawyer's role has also changed. We have to advise on these things only. So yes, over the last few months we have worked. We have helped one of the US-based companies, which is into, it is called a common man's Tesla out there. So they want to start their operations in India. They're setting up their back office to start with. But in the coming years, they would be doing manufacturing also in India. So we are guiding them. We are helping them right from the setting up of the company to their day-to-day legal requirements. Then fintech, I think I answered that in the
Yeah.
very first question about that company, how we are dealing with it. It's an ongoing thing. Then we are doing a lot of contracts for our clients who are working in these areas of NFTs, cryptos, online gaming. So online gaming is again a very contentious issue because there is a demarcation between game of skill and a game of chance. So game of chance is simple. What it's like a jua, Put it
Like
in
a
that way,
gamble.
which is gambling and which is not permitted in India. So lots of hue and cry, but there are foreign companies who want to do that in India, and Indian people are very keen on doing these things. So it becomes tricky. So, but we are taking care of all the legal compliances and everything for our clients and drafting the contracts which will protect them under the Indian regulatory system.
This is really great, Ms. Khan. Also, like one more thing that what we have noticed is that during pandemic, everything was going on a straighter side. There was no much changes, no more any disturbance, nothing. But after COVID, many things have been changed. So post COVID, how is FDI and M&A contributing to Indian economy? And how does the upcoming year 2023 look to you, considering the alarm vest that's raising about the global recession?
Now, this thing is really a bouncer, In case of India, I would say that it is, it's so surprising because as per the recent data released by the government of India, FDI inflows to India may cross $100 billion in 2022-23. So just in the first 9 months, M&A activity in India has touched an all-time high of USD 148 billion. Can you believe that? So, and what are the main sectors, which where this M&A activity has happened? It is mainly TMT, which short form for technology, media, and telecom. So they are
Mhm.
the main sectors. Also, there has been shift to renewable energy. A lot of investment is coming in that area, and then there's always pharma deals. So one of the very big ones I can quote out here is Torrent Pharmaceuticals acquisition of Curatio Health for 263 million was the biggest merger and acquisition deal. So these things are happening. So even world is looking up to India, and whereas uh, the rest of the world is fearing. I mean, especially the West, and we have heard from IMF and World Bank that world will succumb to recession. But we feel the experts view that it will not hit India the way it will not be so pronounced in case of India as it's going to be for the rest of the world.
All right. And the last thing, Ms. Khanna, that I really wanted to know is that we recently got to know that your firm works a lot in startup and especially in SME space. Like, if you can share what are the services that you provide to them in India, and how do you think that you can work with the startups and SMEs globally?
So yes, we have been working with a lot of startups. I have been part of many, incubators, accelerators. I've been working with various, universities and colleges like IIT. I go there as a speaker, and I take up as mentor, and I take up those sessions, of mentoring them about the laws on how they can start a business, they can protect their trademarks, how does the valuation of the company impact them, and how does a clean company with which is all, I would say, complied with all the laws, in sector specific laws, and in general, all the, if the company is healthy, legally healthy, I would say, then how does it impact them, their valuation, as well as when they approach to the investor for funding and everything, how easy and how accessible it becomes if everything is in place, because that's what investors look for. So my message, or my suggestion or recommendation to the startups, to the young people that I meet, and even I work with a lot of senior people who had been at senior positions in industry. So they quitted their job and then started their own entrepreneurial venture. So what I tell them that yes, business is important, commercials are important, sales is important, turnover is important, but even your legal health is very important. It's very crucial for you to be compliant. So that's what we do. We help them achieve that, and we also help them in through our network of clients and people, and HNIs and investors and investment funds. We help them scouting funds also, and similarly, we can do this for the foreign startups which want to come to India. We can help them set up in India. We can help them scale up in India, and be compliant. We follow all the compliances. That's how.
This is great, ma'am. This is great. We thank you so much for showing your generous contribution for us and the legal industry. And thank you so much for sharing your great insights with us. We look forward to have a chat with you again in future on some really trending topics that we have in the international legal fraternity. It was lovely speaking with you today, ma'am. It was a great interview session with us. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. And I also equally enjoyed this being interviewed and all your questions. And I also hope to interact with you very soon again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And for our viewers, if you like this chat, I would request you to please like and share this video, and also subscribe to our ClickAway YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from us and from the great industry leaders. This is Krish from LexTalk World signing off.